Good morning. My name is Sarai Ajai, and thank you for watching my Identity Theft YouTube channel. This is based on a continuous violation doctrine and retaliation based on me being a female by birth and my gender identity being female as well. You can look at my previous YouTube videos if you like to see the actual documentation, which is redacted for, for safety reasons, about my female birth sex under my original birth certificate that my mother actually handed to me. It's old, and the paper that it was made out of, they don't use any longer. Well, the reason why I am making this video today is May 21st, 2020. The time is approximately 11:35 Central Standard Time AM. I'm in Fargo, North Dakota, and I moved here a year ago. May 1st, I moved in this apartment that you see the image of behind me. There has been some issues lately that's causing me to make recordings of because of my safety. And the recent one, someone in my building doesn't like me at all. All I know that why I'm in this apartment, we only have one entry in a common area to the apartment, and then just a patio door to exit to the common area to in and out of my apartment building unit. Well, I am experiencing some neighbors, not all, who have a habitual dislike of my appearance. They want to physically assault me because I am supposed to be a drag queen, quote unquote, and their psychological reference, a male by birth, when I'm not. And because of this psychological problem these people are experiencing, they have forged or got a hold of my information. I don't know if they had keys to my apartment previously before I moved in, or my mailbox. Well, I did change my lock because I had something happen to me regarding my garage in December. In January of 2020, I did change my lock. And the maintenance people came out and changed it right after I gave them the money order to have the lock changed. Well, I've been experiencing some people coming in. And for what I understand, I can't really say some maintenance or somebody in the office giving out the key, but somebody actually can pick those locks. And on May 11, 2020 morning, before I went grocery shopping, I woke up and I have like a little security gate on my entry door to the common area to leave in and out of the building. Someone been in my apartment, and I was having pains in between my big toe and the next toe next to it, vertebrae inside, and the shoulder blade. While I was asleep, they removed everything I had on there and put it on the chair next to the entry door to the common area hallway. Now they're telling me that there's people on my credentials. I don't know who these people are. You have to realize when I say they, I don't know who he or she is. I don't see them. They either, when I'm in my apartment, they're shouting from away, or in the hallway telling me what they think of me or what they done. And now they're spewing their hatred, their actual hatred of me, and telling me that they have their degrees or going to get their degrees off my credentials. Whether, like, apparently it's something to do with medical profession. I would never go into the medical profession. I'm over 50 years old. I would never go into medical profession. My career has been in accounting and numbers, and I would never go into the medical profession. I have never applied in a medical, private or university institution for the medical profession. And someone saying they have rights. This morning, I woke up, this is what really forced me to make this video, that he or she who's on my paperwork, it could be more than one person going in the medical profession under my credentials, have rights to be on my paperwork because they're going to college on my paperwork. Now we have a constitutionality of ID segregation problems. They do not have rights to my paperwork. They had committed a crime and I never authorized it. I had writ 2 federal writ accitoroli, and it details problems with this issue, with the name change, and I never authorized it, so they gain illegal access to my background when they know that my birthday and social security number don't match, or the address. So how did they get access to my paperwork in the first place? This is the legal question at this point. I know what I went to school for. It's mentioned in my federal documents in the court. It's also, I'm taking online courses for it to become a developer. So how did they get access to my paperwork in the first place? Or they claim they're on fake ID. How did they get to my my number of my ID in the first place? These are some really interesting constitutional questions because I moved to a new state. When I went to the DMV in my new state and city, I received a new ID, a real ID. I never gave copies to the real estate agent, nor did they ask for my old one when I moved from Illinois to North Dakota. I just had to turn in order to receive the real ID, I had to relinquish my driver's license, my state ID driver's license to them, which I did on May 15 of 2019. So how did they get I never gave nobody copies of it. I still have it in my possession. Now hold that thought. Only time I put a copy of my real ID is for verification to the credit bureau to update my information. It went through the United States Postal Service, USPS. Also, I had requested some information from the vital records. And that was for a marriage license because someone claimed I was illegally married to someone I never married. So they sent me the certified documentation, and I had to send them a copy of the ID. It was written all over it. So how did the public get to that number? And I sent it always certified. How could it be on, how anybody in this neighborhood where I'm living or anywhere get access to it when I send it legally through the United States Postal Service with a certified confirmation card to it? That was the only time I gave copies to them. So how did they get to my number? To be able to forge my information. I still have the original ID. I have not been back to the DMV in my city and state, my new city and state, since I moved here. So these are some constitutional ID segregation. Then they're claiming I'm angry because they're on it. It's like I have no rights whatsoever because they're on it. That's what they tell me here. They're on it. How did they get on it in the first place? So this supersedes my rights because they're on it and it doesn't belong to them. On paper, but somebody's overriding the forensic biometrics of the photograph of me. They're colorblind. They don't want to acknowledge it. These are what I'm experiencing with my identity theft situation. I never applied to medical school. I would never go to medical school. I can't even afford a medical school. But yet they telling me they're going to university and colleges on my background. How did they receive it? And another thing, it was something to do about my high school education. Hold that thought, my high school education. I always had my diploma, but then that came up missing when I lived in one of my apartments in Illinois in 2006. Hold that thought, in 2006. I never requested my high school diploma from the city of Chicago until 2011, one copy. Then I did it last year before I knew I was moving. I requested 2 copies in 2019, my whole entire life after I graduated. I never ordered. Those are the only 2 copies I requested. In 2019, I got 1 copy and I never received the second copy of my high school diploma. And I had written Chicago Board of Education of this problem. So how were they able to use my high school transcripts when I never requested it until 2011 and 2019? And that's the only 2 times, and I'm over 50. How are they able to gain access to things they shouldn't gain access to get into these colleges when I never authorized it? But the 2011 was missing some information. They were missing like my driver's education piece of it, the back piece of it. But I did get it in 2019, but they only sent me 1 copy. And I sent $8 and it was like $4 a copy. So now you know the history. Now, how were they able to get access to it? That was the only time. Even when I graduated, I never thought to order my transcript. I guess I was just naivete regarding that matter. So we have some constitutional issues of ID segregation, and people want to lock me up. They're talking about accosting me because I'm on my right paperwork. I feel like it's a crime being legally a U.S. citizen on my correct paperwork. And I'm afraid something bad's going to happen to me. And without probable cause, without no reason whatsoever. They're talking about deporting me. They're talking about, I hear what people want to do. They're entering my apartment. They will remove things like I'm crazy. They're talking about they're going to stop me from video recording, going to stop me from writing the government. They claim I'm crazy and I'm not. I read my Bible this past Sunday, and on Saturday I went grocery shopping and came back and found my Bible torn, and they left the piece on the fireplace mantle. I have a video for assurance purposes because I'm not well liked and proceeded because somebody is trying to steal my credentials. They want to, how they put it, stop all my paperwork. They don't want to acknowledge me that I'm who I say I am. So I went and I video recorded everything in my apartment, and I discovered when I came back this was torn. So they claim I'm crazy, so I retrieved the video of the incident recording before I left out of my apartment. There was no torn. This piece here is torn. I taped it on Sunday on the mantle. It's ripped off. It's kind of torn they tore it all the way down. They tore my Bible book apart, pretty much, this whole side of it, of the book. And I looked at the videotape and it wasn't damaged. There was no black peace laying on the mantle. Never paid attention until when I was going to study my Bible book and discovered that it was damaged. Someone is illegally trespassing in my apartment and moving things around and then taking things out of my apartment that I'm looking for and put it back, and I know where I put it. For example, I just went to the convenience store that they sell gas just right around the corner where I live. I came back and I was looking for my peroxide that I keep in my linen closet. They removed it and put it in the kitchen. They told me they were going to straitjacket me because I'm complaining about them being on my paperwork. And they claim they're not causing me these problems on my credentials. So how did they get to my paperwork in the first place to cause this kind of problem? I know they can do it I know there's something to do with this illegal name change to people to get illegal access to their background. Even if they went to the DMV, if they have the same name, they won't have the same birthday or social security number. So how were they able to change my information? Or they forging my signature? I have not been notified that they were doing this to me. I've been having hacking problems on my computer, and when I'm working on my computer, there is a circular motion, and when I'm working on my Microsoft Word documents, there are changes. Once I see it, there's changes. When I save my document, they don't save with a circular. Anything I do, there's nothing to circular. But when they hack into it through remote viewing, and I never authorized them to be on my computer or any of my devices, my cellular phone device, I have all these problems with my system. They're changing my grammar, making it look like I'm dyslexic, changing my phrases, making it look like I wrote it backwards on what it means. These are discriminatory practices. There are people in this building or in this complex, or when I'm shopping angry because I'm on my correct paperwork and I'm not a male. I'm supposed to be a male by birth. I have no makeup on. Do I look like I can't even see you on YouTube because I'm blind. I could just see the outline of my face on YouTube. Do I look like a male by birth? They physically assault me. That's why I have cancer now, because of these problems. And I don't understand why I keep having these problems. They keep claiming it's a mistake. What is the probability the same person keep having the same mistake over and over and over again with the same problem over and over again? I changed my name and they came back and did it again and claimed they didn't. They told me they would deny, they would not help me. They talking about throwing me in the streets because they're on it. I never lost my ID. I came here, one of my old IDs that was expired was stolen, and I reported it. I never lost an ID, but it was already expired. So how did they get to it? That's the legal challenge question. They feel they have rights to be on it because they went to college on it, when they have their own paperwork. If you're domestic, they have their own paperwork. If they're foreign aliens or undocumented aliens, they have the Refugee Resettlement Act to help them. Billions and billions of dollars allocated to them. They don't need to be on my paperwork. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.